This is two shy guys a mile high, and we're gonna run it like through.
Certified on the track.
Yo, we are back. This is Two Shy Guys a Mile High, 2CGMH. You here with your player partner P-Wil, Mr. Feel Good.
It's your boy WB. Come fly with me, but you can't fly for free.
It's your boy Al-Diga, the architect. Let's keep building together. How y'all feeling, man?
You still.
I'm here with it, man. Yeah, listen. You're not listening, Linda.
Speaking of listening, you don't be listening to
he don't listen to your boy, man.
Oh, I love y'all, man.
But we're aware of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness, man. With the needling, it always has to. We always got to give each other crap, man, because awareness is a big part of, just kind of understanding where you are in life and being true to who you are. Because if you're not aware of just who you are as a person inside, then how can you really communicate that well to others? Because it's hard to set boundaries if you don't know that things are going on, like accountability. If you don't, people can say something, do this, and you're like, okay, I got it. But then when you come back to it, you have to realize that you aren't aware that you weren't performing that task. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be some type of nudge to get you out of whatever that is. Because some days we gonna be on, some days we not. You know what I'm saying? And so we need that extra little oomph. You know what I'm saying? You guys always give that to me, man. So
I appreciate that.
For real.
Yeah.
Because it got to be. I mean, ain't nobody gonna be on all the time.
But at the same time, I'm aware we didn't really check in with you. How are you feeling?
Bro, I mean, just it's been a long couple of weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just all the changes that are happening around us. It's a lot to take in at once when everything is happening so fast, and you want to stay committed and do everything that you can to do everything right. But being aware, stuff come up, stuff happen, man, and we be talking mess, but I know at the end of the day we all execute on very high levels.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I know we be laughing and having a good time about it. So that's the good part about it. Because some people be all like, man, you guys be talking smack, and they'll run off and you be like, what's wrong with that guy? That's just kind of what we do. But everybody grew up differently. Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And it's tough out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? That swivel got to be right. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't quote unquote hardened by the environment, I mean, you're gonna get sucked up in what's going on. And so I think that kind of leads into what we're talking about, just awareness of hopefully yourself and what's going on around you. So thank you for that, man, because you can feel the energy. It's like it's been a long couple of weeks, bro, for real.
And just to let everyone know, this episode we're gonna be going into awareness, how Two Shy Guys a Mile High, how we navigating our lives and being aware, and talk about situations and times where we had to use our awareness to get out of situations, to get through situations, to understand, and to continue to excel. So what about you, Will? How are you doing, man?
I'm aware that I'm tired, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's been back to back. Went to Vegas to celebrate my LB's birthday. Shout out to you, Sid.
Shout out.
That was a good time. Then I came back, and then I went to Louisiana to go visit my grandmama who was 90.
It's your birthday.
That was good. And then came back from that, and then actually I was here for a weekend, celebrate my wife's birthday, so shout out to her.
Happy birthday.
And now
birthday.
we're leaving again next weekend because I gotta go celebrate my boy's wedding in San Francisco, Oakland area, Northern California. So shout out to O, shout out to Megan. They about to get married. So and on top of graduation, I'm aware that I'm tired, and just being aware that I can't do everything that I want to do. So just having those internal battles about what I should be doing, when I should be doing it, and then those, internal spiritual battles as well too, because I feel that there's a knock at the door, calling me to do something, but I'm not actually listening to it and doing what I need to do. So As I go through that, we'll see what happens.
Wow.
Hey,
That's the
speaking
first
of,
step,
come
though.
fly with me. Come fly with me.
Right, jet setting out this man, but
Man, I'm
but
tired.
you're aware of it though, so you know that at some point you're gonna have to do the self-care, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta fill your cup back up. So that's why you know. Hey, you get to that ultra instinct at the end. He just he couldn't finish.
Yeah.
He couldn't finish.
It just feels like I'm
boy.
just I get back, then I start to get on some type of routine, but I'm so tired trying to get back into motion, and then by the time the weekend hits, I still got something to do, so it's not really just to recharge, you know what I'm saying? I'm like a Tesla out here, not being plugged into the wall, so just need to spend more time just relaxing and chilling a little bit.
Like you said, you got to get that refill, man. Every time you pour out a lot, man, you got to be able to charge yourself back up and get back into your zone, man.
Because I pose up, and I need a refill.
Yeah, for real, man.
Oh man.
But being aware of it, being aware that you need that type of self-care, being aware that you need that type of rest is where it starts. And to get better, you got to know better. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to be able to understand your body, how you feeling, what type of time you need, and what type of time, what type of person you need to be as a husband and stuff as well. So, it takes a lot of energy out of us. Mm-hmm. So you got to be able to put the energy back in, stay charged up.
What about you, P-Dub?
Man, I've been good, man. I've been good, been blessed, man. We just been, doing well as a family, getting PJ all set up, man. He been in high school, sophomore year, actually, with the people in there. So, just continuing to, get to know people, being a new cat out here, and just trying to, try to navigate his own path. And I'm just trying to be there as that. I'm aware that he is different than I am. So I'm just trying to understand and learn, like, his nuances, what he's used to, how he prepares and understands and listens and progresses and stuff. So I'm just trying to do my best and be aware that everything won't happen just the way it happened to me. I understand other people take different routes, so I'm just trying to help him from my experiences, make him aware of things that are out there, and show him paths that
he might not be knowing
through what I've experienced, how it worked out for me. So I can't, just being aware of like what he's going on, and then also being dealing with Natasha, and then what we're trying to do, as a unit and stuff, and being aware of like things that she needs. So it's just been like you said, pouring out a lot of energy into the things that you're passionate in.
Absolutely.
And then just trying to make that, manifest into what we're trying to make happen.
Yeah, you
So
see the fruits of the labor. You know what I'm
real.
saying? Like we here, tired or not, like we getting up here doing what we gotta do because we aware that if we can help somebody with the lessons that we've learned, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that's the outpour that we've tried to achieve, right? It's not like, hey, here we are, here, look at the accolades, look at the no, it's we realized something as a unit that we all had commonalities, common visions to be able to take something to another level. Meaning, hey, people poured into us growing up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How do I honor that? I just go out here and I'm a good citizen. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good person.
You gotta be a good steward.
Absolutely.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what
was able to actually go out there and celebrate Mike, Donya, and Danielle getting married as well.
Hey!
They celebrated the nuptials, so I was able to be there, man. It was a real intimate thing and nice amount of people, but, we had a great time, and it was just a great experience. So shout out Mike, man, for inviting me and letting me and the fam come through, and we turned it up for him. So
Man, obviously.
Yes,
Got
sir.
to, man.
Oh, come on,
Got
man.
to. That's the
Come on,
Oxbow
man.
fam right there,
Come
man.
on,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? And just understanding, just being aware of your surroundings, especially going to a wedding. You're like, man, I'm in here. You're not gonna turn them to the point where it's like, you're gonna be respectable, have a good time.
I
leave.
turned up to the point.
Was it like that?
No, man, we got it in, man, because you know what I'm saying, and just through COVID, there was it was an event where everyone's fully vaccinated and stuff. So not saying that you can't get sick, or catch COVID and stuff. We just had to maintain and do it the way we could, abiding by social guidelines and all that other stuff, but being able to make sure that they enjoyed their time, and then we shared an experience, and
Nice.
it was just a beautiful experience, just celebrating it, man. Because Mike's one of my very good homies, very good friends, and he's always been a genuine cat. So
Stand up dude, man.
Stand up cat,
Stand
man.
up
So,
dude, bro.
for real.
And so that's where it is. I mean, and just going back to the Oxbow fam, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it was too many times where we just had bad experiences there, right?
like you had a couple bad experiences guarding me.
Wow, get out of here. No, I hear you, man. But I mean, on the personality and people side, like I mean, there's a few knuckleheads that came through there, but it wasn't too bad. And I think that was unavoided by Bowen to not be aware of that and kind of know that that was a pillar of kind of community, and it just kind of went away. But we still kept the connections with people, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
First, just being from Chicago and stuff, and having the 360, the swivel, like you said earlier, just been always, just kind of be aware of your surroundings and knowing people that you may come in contact with. Knowing, we all from different places. The melting pot of Seattle is, and but using that time as that the Oxbow being that center ground, that common piece that connected all of us, collected 2CGMH, that's where it started. But just having that or space or that haven, we all could come there and kind of share with each other, just kind of how we've been. And then it always started off with just the brotherhood, everybody just being together and talking and chopping it up, and seeing everybody around continuously still to this day is just kind of it helps me in terms of wanting me to motivate and continue to build, because I see everybody doing their own thing, but we all came from a center point where we all wanted to get down on the court, and then going out and you see people like B still cuts my hair, shout out B House, and being aware that everybody plays a part in your life, and then you should also do the same thing for their life. You should all be building on each other and help uplifting us all to be better men, better brothers, better spouses, better friends, better, everything that we can be in each other's life. We need to do more of that picking each other up stuff and just supporting and continuing to, help us achieve as black men, minority men, women, and how we link our networks around helps us be more successful going further. Because just where we all came from, where we all came from is just tells a unique story about ourselves, and being able to unite it the way it has been, it's just been something to think about and just to appreciate, just all different walks of life, all meeting up at a single time, and then look at what we're creating from this type of stuff. We created a platform where we can continue to show this and showcase our talents and showcase what we going through. I mean, that's, man, I mean, that says a lot, and kind of putting this all together. And a question I'm getting ready to ask you guys is just different personalities, man. Different, like you said, different backgrounds, different beginnings. Humble beginnings. Some maybe some privileged beginnings. And everybody was able to come together on that court. And I think it was it was a shared experience for folks. And I was thinking about personalities, man. Like, did you guys ever take like personality tests at all, or did y'all ever think about taking those?
Yeah, I've taken them a couple times, mostly for work activities that have been going on. They try to do team building stuff, so they say take different type of personality tests. And if you do answer the questions truthfully, I think they do paint an accurate representation of you as a person. I did the DISC assessment, and I did another one where it broke down into like statistician, like
that's no. The reason I was asking because Mary and I just did ours, and it's called the Enneagram, and so it's like it talks about the 9 different personality styles, and like we kind of sat down, like we were supposed to do it for our birthdays, but life happens, and so we just said before our date night we wanted to do that and have something to talk about at dinner, right? And so it was just interesting the results we got, because it kind of was spot on a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? It started to kind of raise the literally the awareness of kind of is this can I really be this me really? So it starts to open up the mind a bit of like maybe there's some things that I can work on if this does have merit, right?
I got a question for you. Do you feel as if like that personality test similar to like Zodiacs, and you try to relate to what the answer is given to you, or do you feel like it's actually tailored enough for it's specific to you? Or do you feel like you try to assimilate to what you're getting in that and trying to help mold it into a united piece?
No, that's fair. And I mean, and we've done the research on it, right? Because my whole thing was I'm skeptical, right? Like, you're going to tell me this paper going to just define me? Get out of here with this crap. But the research has shown a lot. The one we took was the IEQ-9, which is like 95% accurate. They use like algorithms. You can, relate, data. Yeah. They use a lot of algorithm, predictive modeling, things like that. And they take a different approach. It's like 177 questions. You know what I'm saying? It goes pretty deep, like 40 pages long.
All right. How long did it take?
It's like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah, because some of the questions, I mean, it's like true, mostly true, somewhat true, not true, and you can go through it pretty quickly. I mean, it wasn't that bad, and it was something that we did together, and it's a tool to help, you know, maybe build some awareness there of maybe some blind spots, right? So that's in my relationship, bro. I'm doing everything I can to take it to the level that it needs to go, and that just takes, you know, getting out of your comfort zone, saying, hey, let's try this, let's figure this out. And, you know, I think it started a great process.
Yeah, I just know how my attention span is sometimes, and if I'm taking a personality test for 45 minutes, to me the answers start blending in. You feel? But I think they do that on purpose too, because you can't really cheat the questions, because they'll figure out a way to sneak similar questions in there that are close enough, and you still have to answer, and that's probably part of the process too. But that's why I was just curious to see, because some of them are short, some of them are long. But
yeah, we did the pro one. That was, I think they all still like 177, but they go deeper with the pro one. You know what I'm saying? And people use it as coaching tools. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm thinking about that. I didn't even think about that until we took it, and it was like, oh, are you a coach? I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Because
you a player. That's what you are.
A player
from the Himalayas.
A player coach. Man, we always get back into being a player coach at Oxbow, but anyway, it was just hard to wrangle folks up to get dues. But anyway, I digress. No, but the personality test, man, it just raised up just some conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we all need to do to even figure out, okay, what is it that I need from, you know, my crew, my wife, my friends, my family. Like, it's hard to see that when you just live in your life, right? Because you can say, you know, you need to, I don't know, in a basketball example, you need to shoot more free throws, but you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm 75%.
Ben Simmons.
Wow.
I report to camp.
Cool. What's up with these cats, man? Is he not aware?
They ain't even into that. No.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
Fair.
You need to be aware of some other things before you get back into the court. But hey, I'm glad y'all started calling it out, though. You can't just sit back in the back and just let everything go, and you don't want to report to camp. We a team, and you got to be aware that, you know, it's not all about you.
Absolutely.
So, I have a question for y'all. I think that awareness is twofold. There's an internal awareness and external awareness. And from you all coming from Chicago, coming from a place where you got to be on point at all times, how was it when you first came from Chicago to Seattle? Did you feel a little sense of relief, like you could relax? And then what do you notice about when you go back, trying to turn that back on, and then coming back to Seattle, turning it back off?
I would say, like, you know, if it's instilled in you, if you're from there, it's instilled into you, and you never lose that. So, like, always, you know, I treat myself as, you know, I treat myself, and I come off with the same personality at all times, but I also am aware that, you know, anything can happen. In Chicago, you know, it gets painted as this city. It's a beautiful city, but it also has that rough. You know what I'm saying? But every place has that rough, so it's just about, you know,
understanding the rules of engagement, kind of knowing where to go, how to carry yourself, right? And that's why I think the heightened awareness comes from, because we always have to be like, all right, let me check my wardrobe. Let me, you know what I'm saying? You have to be intentional about a lot of the moves you made, because cats, if you move in fugazi, man, cats ain't having that out there.
But one thing I would say is, though, it did take me a while to let my guard down in terms of, you know what I'm saying, how you come off to someone and how deep you want to get with someone. And that's something I still work on, is just like how to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you just I'm already guarded based on just how I grew up and just the experiences and the type of nature and environment that you grew up in. So shout out to Southside Riverdale. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, where you from, it teaches you how you progress, but also just being aware that, hey, this is where I'm from, this is how I react to certain situations. But just being open to new experiences and new life and more life is just about how you overcome that and how you go about your day to day. So I would say I work on how to open up and being more open to people and sharing more of my life, because everybody wants to understand and relate to others. So that's one thing that I do work on, is just how to portray myself and let others know that this is who I am and this is how I go about my thing. And
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So shout out to you for that. That's why we encourage the listeners to help you. You know what I'm
real,
saying?
for real.
You opening up from things that you uncomfortable with, go ahead.
No,
But he's right though. I mean, I think, you know, and I'm glad you posed that question, not being from Chicago, because instinctually, bro, like anywhere I go, like even as a father, like that's definitely went to another level of like I have to be aware of my surroundings, right? But come from Chicago, it was just a different level because all you hear is gunplay from, at least from where I was from. I mean, you hear sirens constantly, and you know, if you're not attuned to like, all right, I need to move around 7-8 a.m. because folks ain't gonna really be up on the street too much, and because misunderstandings tend to happen, you know, when you in a situation where you don't have as much resources, you know, people scrounging for the same resources. There's no help, you know, coming for folks. I mean, and you're getting the police brutality you have to worry about. So the people that's supposed to save you, you know, you have a complex about that. And then it comes down to, you know, single black mother, you know, certain situations where you know, like I said, you don't have that father figure. So now how does that work out in your favor, or does it not? You know, so for me, it's giving me a sense of awareness of just how powerful our black women are, right? Because strong black woman, you know what I'm saying? My wife, obviously strong black woman. Our women that we have, strong black women, right? It's just we've come through so much. And to answer your second part of that question, to come to Seattle, I never stopped with the instinct. All I did is understand how to taper it and toggle it.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, can I turn my swag on, turn my swag off? I can, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. I don't have to be in that super heightened mode every time because there's no growth in that. Yeah. That's a fixed, scarce mindset. But if I don't hold on to that piece of me, there at least that survival piece, then I'm out here just lollygagging and just floundering, and I'm not utilizing the tools that got me here. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's all about
steal that.
And then it's the guidance as well. So being taught that, you know what I'm saying, having my mom and my father, and then, you know, my brother and uncle living with us since I've been a shorty, they kind of showed me their footsteps, and I was able to see through action and see through experience what they went through and how to mold myself and how to even more malleable in different situations, and understand how to go about things and how to deal with the punches and make, you know what I'm saying, adapt to situations and adapt to environments. You know, it was all a culture shock. It was all new. So being able to pick up, you know what I'm saying, and continue to go and continue to kick ass like we done in Chicago, in another city, I felt like it was more of a, once I found my swag, once I found my jumper, it was wet. You know what I'm saying? You know how you get on the court and you find your spot, you pick and choose your spot, and there's money from there.
You're gonna get the rock because the team see you heating up, you know, and that's what it is. I think when we got here, you know, it was, I wouldn't say it was easy. I think the fact that I was able to maneuver a little bit more than most because I was aware of like, okay, this situation looking weird here. Let me get out of here. But then, black man over here in this white neighborhood, I'm just riding, you know. And I was like, wait a minute, these houses looking different. And then I see a lot more police activity. Yeah. I don't see too many black people. Oh, I need to turn around because this is not just from where I'm from, right? I'm a 23-year-old guy coming out here. I ain't never been away from Chicago like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep that. But at that point, it was based in fear. It was based in survival. But as I got to understand it more, some of that kept me alive.
Yeah, you gotta have some type of comfort zone where you feel safe. You know what I'm saying? But I did feel more safe, you know what I'm saying, being able to lay your head at night as opposed to where I was at. So just being aware of the situation and where you are as opposed to where you were, it's all about growth. But I would want to ask you the same thing because you grew up in Denver, so y'all had, you know, near Columbine. Yeah. That whole thing happened, and then moving to FAMU down in Florida, HBCU. So you go from Denver life to Florida life, then to Seattle life. So how does it feel in terms of going through that type of change for yourself?
I would say that after Columbine happened, my biggest thing was every time I went to school was just always trying to figure out like where the X's are. Yeah. Like so that went up to a different level because, you know, just knowing that you never know when it's gonna go down. So I was just always thinking, especially in places where At school, there might be one exit or one way in, one way out. So just kind of thinking about that, you know, just from a general practicality point. So that I think that my awareness grew from that. And then going to Florida, I think it was just my awareness of who I am as a person and who I am as a black person, and just trying to, you know, get acclimated to that type of culture, because I wouldn't say it's necessarily culture shock, but for me, it's like I was always cool with black people, but I lived in the suburbs. So just trying to find myself in terms of internally who I am, and then meeting others like-minded at the HBCU, trying to figure out who am I as a person, and not trying to do too much to fit in, you know, like just making sure that I'm just me, and I don't have to come from the streets. I don't have to come from a different background, just me being me. So there was that aspect, and then that was cool, and I got acclimated to that. And then I come out to Seattle, and, you know, it's totally different again, because there's not that many black people out here. There are some, but not that many. Yeah. So going from, you know, Littleton, around the Columbine area, to going to Florida at a HBCU, to where it was like black, all black, everything. You know what I'm saying? And coming out here, it was another adjustment too.
When did you come out here again, just for the listeners? So
I came out here, what was that? 2008, February.
Okay.
So so that's when I came out here, and you know, I find, but I think it works towards my advantage too, because it's easier for me to blend in any situation. In terms social chameleon, you know,
fair.
I feel like I can blend in. I can
and your personality lends to that too. You know what I'm saying? So for what I've seen, you always been just, you know, you've been like an ambassador, bro. Like it's nothing bad about that. Like you come in the room, and we all have 3 distinct personalities that we can come in and command the room, be present, but we don't have to run the show like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I say we've grown as men, right, and brothers, because of that awareness that we have for each other, and that awareness that, you know, if I give Phil the rock, all I gotta do is throw it up there. He gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? I throw you the dime, Dub. You gonna go ahead. It's liquid. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that just comes with the continuous growth that we've just all had as brothers, right? We've been able to see each other grow. We've been able to, you know, be there for each other in tough times, and they're going to be some tough times, you know, especially during this pandemic, right? We've been solid, you know, like I said, all BS aside, we've been steady, consistent, tired or not, frustrated, you know, whatever the emotions are, we've been here giving it our all, because we know that's what it takes to get to the next level. Why? Because we continue to fail at certain things, and we got it at a certain point. Like, oh, well, if I just do a little earlier, that's what that comes with, an awareness of there's something that I have to do. The victim mentality is gone now. It's not, oh, well, I threw the pass up, and well, you could have threw the pass a little bit better, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You threw the pass way over to the left side. I was going right. So, you know what I'm saying? When you start taking that accountability piece, which is huge, and start bringing that accountability back to you, that's that self-awareness piece, and you start making intentional decisions, that's the conscious mind. Now you able to move and do the things you want to do.
Is it possible to take accountability for a situation, for the actions that you took, and even though it was the whole situation wasn't their fault, if that makes sense? So if I did something, I say, all right, I made a mistake, I admit to my actions that I took, but overall in the situation, it wasn't necessarily your fault. So is it possible to hold that type of view, be like, you know, I'm taking accountability for my actions, but really it wasn't my fault?
Yeah, I think you can just be aware of the situation, and just understanding that things didn't work out to how you thought they were, and just saying that, hey, I took a part into it, but it only comes down to if other people accept that. Is how I feel about that. Because, you know, we all have situations that we go through, but, you know what I'm saying, you're only responsible for the things that you can control and the things that you were supposed to make happen and you agree on in the situation. So if you feel at peace with it enough to say that, hey, it came down to this and I at fault for this thing and this it happened to happen like this, I feel like you can only control your controllables, and if you admit to it and you feel at peace with it, but within yourself, other people just got to understand if they accept it or not.
Let me take it from a leadership perspective, because I know what you're talking about. Let me take it from if you give somebody the assignment and they just, you know, you did all you could to give them everything to make it work, and they just blew it. You know, you're still accountable for the leadership you got to report to. You know what I'm saying? So now, with them, they dropped the ball, right? You can, they have to hold themselves accountable. But like for your senior staff, it's like, or the people that's over you, the leadership that's over you, you still have to go and say, yo, that's my fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, it depends on the situation. But if it's like, it's one-on-one, me and you, we just straight up, like, you can say that. Maybe I didn't explain it right. So maybe I'm going to take that accountability piece. But as far as the task not getting done, then no. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I could have threw the ball to the right a little bit better for you to make it easier. Then I'd hold that part of me accountable versus you didn't do the job. No, I'm not taking responsibility for you not finishing. But if I didn't throw you the rock right, then I have to take accountability for that part of it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Does that answer the question?
I think so.
Because two ways. It's kind of a couple ways that I was looking at it from, like I said, leadership, where you're going to have to be accountable whether that person, you give them, like I said, you give them the whole playbook, do this, this, and this. But if they don't do it under your leadership, you are still accountable to the person above you as leaders.
What would be your perspective on that?
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's weird. Sometimes I think that it sends a different message to yourself, because how can you one side say that you're responsible for X, Y, and Z actions, but overall you're not at fault? You know what I'm saying?
But the growth part though, right? Like let me stay on the leadership piece, because it'll be a little, because one-on-one I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like you just didn't do what was supposed to be done. But when we talk about, let's say, an organization where it's you got two-way accountability. I mean, you got like 3-4-way accountability. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I could put everything on the table. Phil do this, Will do that. Will, you did it. Now, from an organizational perspective, Phil didn't do his part, right? In this example. So I still have to.
Didn't he tell you don't fumble the bag?
Hey, you get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it.
Don't fumble the
He
bag,
already
bro.
told you.
Or vice versa.
We are aware
Or vice
that he doesn't
versa.
listen to.
Vice
We
versa.
are-
Vis-a-vis.
We are aware that he doesn't listen.
Oh,
He told
my
you,
God.
use yourself in your example.
Yes, please, thank
Well, I'm the-
you. It's
okay.
time stamped right
Okay,
here.
are you the leader in this one?
Season
Okay,
5.
listen, you the leader.
Okay.
You the leader.
Nah,
You give
nah.
me the task.
Okay.
I
There
don't
you
do
go.
it. Okay?
Thank you.
Phil do the task. Okay? It
That's
doesn't
right.
matter. The example's still the same. All right?
Oh, that's different now.
Okay,
'Cause Phil
fair.
did the task.
We talk about the final outcome of the example. But
Hey, season 5, bro. What you trying to come at me, architect?
Oh, my
I thought we was
goodness,
building,
man.
man. You trying to tear it down,
this
fam.
is an example.
We need a new architect around here. So I'm looking
Yo,
on
silly,
Indeed.
man.
I'm looking on.
No, stay
Thumbtack.
on this. No, keep the point though. So I fumble, right? Okay,
Yes.
here it goes. Phil doesn't fumble, for sake of argument, right?
That's right.
You still are going to be accountable for not getting the task done, right? You know what I'm saying? But you did everything you could. Like I said, you had all the resources given to us. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, I got sick, whatever. I didn't do it. Phil did his job. You still need my piece to do the thing. You still got to report to your leadership and say, yo, we didn't finish this task. Your accountability is. It is. You just let them know, but you ain't gonna say Al dropped it, because you as a leader, how that doesn't make it better. You got to shield your employees as a leader, or your team as a leader. You see what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I say it could be kind of weird, because you can't just sit here being QB1 and be like, the team lost, but I was balling. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that, because you still took that L.
Team, it's
So.
an L. It's an L.
Because I think, like I said, it depends on sometimes the situation, but accountability is still there, right? You know, so that's a good question.
I'm in the locker room talking about, coach said, we need to play better. Y'all need to play better. I showed up today.
No, coach, your team lost. You are accountable for your team.
And L is an L, man. You just got to work on your team and how to make it better at the end of that day.
You want to hear how Al fumbled the bag? Tune in on the next episode of 2CGMH to find out.